The man had just hidden in the train when he froze. There, sitting quietly in the carriage, was a group of enemy soldiers. As their eyes met, the soldiers suddenly stood up. They had mistaken the man for an officer. In that moment, the man's courage surged. He ordered them to sit back down. But then, with a loud bang, the real enemy officer arrived. The man quickly got to his feet, planning to slip out the back door. Before he could escape, though, he was spotted. As the officer approached step by step, the man grew extremely nervous. With just a quick glance, the officer sharply noticed the flaw in the man's shirt. Seeing the situation was bad, the man hurriedly made up an excuse. But the cunning enemy officer was not easily fooled and exposed the man's lie on the spot. To avoid being exposed to the soldiers in the carriage, the man quickly shouted at them to close the carriage door. Then, he swiftly pulled out his pistol and took the enemy officer hostage. It was only then that the soldiers realized they had been tricked. However, just as both sides were about to engage in a fight, the man's companion arrived just in time. When the companion saw the carriage full of enemy soldiers, he immediately grabbed the man, spun around, and locked the door tightly. The two of them quickly made their way to the top of the train. But soon after, the carriage erupted in deafening gunfire. The trapped enemy soldiers, furious, began to wildly shoot at the train's exterior. After a quick discussion on the train roof, the group decided to send a soldier to take control of the train's engineer. As the train was about to enter enemy-occupied territory, the soldier kicked down the door, grabbed a hammer, and struck the enemy's head. After killing the enemy, the soldier successfully took control of the train. Back on the roof, as everyone was about to plan their next move, an enemy soldier suddenly appeared. Fortunately, the man reacted quickly and shot him down. However, the enemy soldiers inside the carriage were now fiercely attacking through the bullet holes. Facing the intense assault, the man remained calm. He quickly ordered everyone to set up a large cannon and inserted the muzzle into the bullet hole in the carriage. The sight of the cannon's mouth terrified the enemies, who immediately fled. At the man's command, the shell shot through the narrow carriage, and in the next moment, the soldiers inside were blown to pieces. Soon, a second round of shells was ready to be fired. But after witnessing the power of the artillery, the enemy soldiers dared not stay any longer and jumped out of the windows in fear. Only an angry officer was left behind. The fighters grew more and more courageous and quickly captured another tank. They then threw an ignited explosive package toward the tank where the enemy officer was hiding. Sensing the danger, the officer hurriedly took cover inside the tank. But with a loud explosion, he was killed.